like to kind of ask you guys a little bit more about your backgrounds, if you will. And I don't mean like, oh, school history. I mean like literally what's in your background. You have books on books on books on books behind y'all, and that is fascinating as hell to me. Do you all live at Hogwarts? Is it, are we? I mean, what do we have going on here? Like, is this just a wing of your mansion? Or do we have to leave the house to go to? I mean, like, talk to me about the books, your love of books, how possibly your love of books maybe brought y'all together. What books do you recommend for the readers out there? What are you reading right now? Just talk to us.
You see, like, did you see both of our faces twitch a little bit? That's the wrong shit to ask if you know trying to be here for a minute.
Yeah. That's a long conversation here.
Right? Yeah, you could go ahead.
You go first,
Keisha. Oh, okay,
me. Okay.
You see this love? We just do that. Like, I'm like, you go first, Keisha. You go first, Brie. Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, you go. Okay. Because okay. So we have very different libraries. We collect differently. So for me, these are only 4 of my 8 bookcases. I have another 4 in other parts of the house.
Jesus, wow.
And all 4 of these are my trade collected editions in sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. That's all I have up here. And then like my nonfiction related to comics, Afrofuturism, Black feminism, and all of that. So most of this is all Black and brown folks. I only have a handful, authors, comics. Most of my stuff has been written by Black folks. Like, that's how I collect specifically. I only have a handful of things that was written by white people. Like, if anybody white listening, like, please don't take that into effect.
Whatever.
Right. I have, based on the last count in my house, I got about 600-700 books.
What?
Yeah. As you can see, I collect mainly Black comics, like specifically Black comics. I've been going back to like collect a lot of the older Golden Age stuff. Like, as you can see, one of my recent pickups was the first appearance of Brother Voodoo. Super excited about that one. What else? I had planned on going to school to get my PhD in Black comic studies. So, and the pandemic kind of like messed that up.
Whoa, hold on. Can I interject?
Yeah.
Black comic studies?
Yeah. So like it's part of a lot of English departments, or you could like do it as like an independent study. But basically it's analyzing, researching literature, but specifically sequential arts. So if you look at like artists like John Jennings, writers and artists like John Jennings, a lot of them are Yatasha Womack. There's a couple of people who are just like they're professors at Tananarive Due. She's written comics. Like, they are also professors, and most of them also study comics like as a scholarly thing. I don't know why I can't think of the word, but yeah, that's what I love doing. I have a lot of obscure things like Brother Man. I have, oh man, I can't even think of it right now. I collect a lot of indie because that was going to be like even more of the niche that I wanted to go into, because I believe that a lot of indie work speaks more to the breadth and depth of the Black experience. And so yeah, you have to, right? But money wise, it's inaccessible for a lot of people. So I wanted to like figure out how to make that more accessible to people, like in the long run for me. I love anything that speaks about experimentation and like abolitionism. So like abolitionists. So Octavia Butler is someone who I absolutely love. N.K. Jemisin. Who else? I gotta look. River Solomon, Victor LaValle, Gloria Naylor, and Annette Okorafor. Those are some of the ones that I absolutely fell in love with and showed me like this is what I wanted to read and to do and use storytelling in this way to help people reimagine the world that we're currently in, because I don't feel like enough people can reimagine or imagine something different than the hellscape we're operating in right now. So like if we can use these stories to then fix the world we're currently living in and see Black futures in a different and better space, I think is important. So yeah.
Ooh. Okay, agreed. All excellent points. So your library is on a different coast, Bree. But it looks equally extensive and impressive. Would you mind sharing us a little bit about your ostensive library that we see in your background? Your mic's muted. I don't know if you knew that before you speak.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear. There's like a really loud car in my neighborhood. There's
what neighborhood? Where you in Compton? Where you?
No, I'm in the Bay Area, but
oh, my bad, Bay Area. My bad, San Fran, Golden Gate, Alcatraz. I got you.
Yeah, but there's like some old school like cougars in my neighborhood. So like, you know, on the weekends they go to like the car show type of vibe, so you can hear them. But I couldn't tell if you could hear it like on the live, so I didn't want to be interrupting Keisha. But yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you. They're saying they don't hear the car. But yeah, so my library is a little chaotic right now because one of my shelves like collapsed. So I'm currently rearranging my library right now. I know. So like I have all of my single comic issues in like short boxes, and they're all in their own space, but I tried to have all of my like hardcover omnibuses, compendiums, and like trade paperbacks in these like acrylic drawers, and they proved to be like way too heavy for the shelves, and one of them collapsed. So I'm like having to move everything around. It's a little chaotic in here right now, but much like Keisha, I have like she has more space and opportunity in her whole house. I have like my little small space to keep my things in. So I have my 4 bookcases, and then I have built-ins, and like these bookshelves are like double stacked. And I'm something of a special edition whore. So I have a lot of, as you can see, these are all these are all edges of the books because they're special editions. But yeah, I didn't have books for like a while. Like there was a period of my life where I wasn't reading very much, and then I decided like, why did I stop investing in this aspect of myself and really poured into the idea of science fiction and fantasy by authors of color, and like creating a space with my book club for people of every cultural background to see themselves in stories, because I feel like representation is really important. Like to Keisha's point about people, you know, seeing a different reality for themselves makes a world of a difference. So yeah, I've always loved stories, and I'm something of a collector at heart, but like Keisha was also saying, we collect a little differently. Like for me, my comic collection is all centered around women of color in comics, be it characters or creators. Less of a focus on indie. She's gotten me more into that, but yeah, it's mostly just been women of color in comics. That stemmed from, that's another thing that we both enjoy a lot. N.K. Jemisin is one of my favorite authors. And her foray into comics with Far Sector kind of was like the catalyst to my collection. And that's something that we both really bonded over. And that's kind of like crazy to think that's part of the origins of Pink Riot. We both like love NK down, like she's the queen of world building. And so whereas Keisha kind of took like a librarian standpoint, a blurred library, if you will, to how she was introduced to stories, mine was kind of backwards, which is why I feel we complement each other really well. Like I absolutely love N.K. Jemisin, and my love for her writing had me being like, well, who's comparable? Who were her inspirations? And so I went backwards to the Octavia Butlers and, you know, all those type, Joel Gomez, all those type of people. So it's always interesting for us to have these types of conversations because we're coming at it from typically coming at it from different angles. But yeah, my library is a little redonkulous, but
she's downplaying just how impressive her library is. We call it a variant vixen for a reason. She has like anything like
I just think he changed his background.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got books, you know what I'm saying?
So 12 books.
This book right here, you know what I'm saying? It's my yearbook, you know what I'm saying, right there. You know
Not my yearbook. That is crazy.
Charlton Heston Moses. I read the movie. Let me stop.
I read the movie.
No, Bree is completely downplaying just how impressive her library is. Like, she has things in her comic collection that I am just so jealous of. It's amazing. She has about we're on like short box number 20 something.
Yeah, I have
like,
24 short boxes. You were talking about how many books you have in your library. I feel like that's a lie because I just counted mine because I'm applying for a personal library grant, and I have like 1,200 some books. So I feel like you saying you have 700. I don't believe that. I feel like you need to
I got rid of some.
Okay.
Are you book burning, Keisha? I mean, are we doing that in the United States? Right? Okay, because well, as the podcast progresses, I'm sure when your fandom, as it continues to grow, some of those folks would love to get that as a special prize or something. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know.
We actually just did that, like our giveaway.
Okay, can we do a shameless plug? Can we shameless plug right now?
I didn't help but notice. Yeah, go ahead. You had a giveaway of sorts.
Yeah. Do you want me to do it, Keisha? Or are you gonna do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, Pink Riot Comic Show just had our first half birthday. Very merry on birthday to us. And we compiled this like mega load of all of these things, like exclusive variants and a whole bunch of trade paperbacks and manga by Black creators and some of Keisha's comic book collages that she makes. So it's like a huge, awesome starter pack, if you will, for comic lovers or for people new to comics. And we got a bunch of like questions and prompts that you can follow. If you DM us the answers or if you make those specific posts, you can win entries. We're giving away 2 of these prize packs. And as it so happens, today is the absolute last day for you to get entries for the giveaway. So, like, he's showing it now, but you can go to Pink Riot Comic Show's IG and see all of the ways that you can gain entries. And we love to see you guys' post or your answers. The questions are like, if you go and check out some of our videos, you can easily find the answers, especially if you watch our half birthday live.
A lot of the answers are
a lot of the answers are in that episode. So yeah, we just wanted to like give back. Like I said, I'm a special edition whore and a hardcover whore. So more often than not, I'll pick up the trade paperbacks, and then when they come out with like a collected edition, I'll want that instead. So we have a bunch of like both of us have this going on.
I make mistakes and always end up with duplicates. So like right now, I think at least on my side, there's at least 10 trade paperbacks for each winner coming just from me.
Yeah, so, and there's 4 for each winner coming from me, and then we got a bunch of manga. I like intentionally bought Black manga for the giveaway from Saturday Morning and some other creators. And then I'm not the variant vixen for nothing. I love to collect exclusive variants, and I have intentionally bought like duplicates of some con exclusive foils of like Storm and issue 1 Black Panther Shuri variants that were like Unknown Comics exclusive. So like some of them you can get if you drop a pretty penny, some of them you can't get anymore. And I intentionally bought duplicates for such a giveaway. So some of those are slid in there too. And then Keisha's gonna downplay her art, but it's freaking gorgeous. She sources different comic books and she makes these like collages, and she uses different materials to make short boxes and posters and things like that. So she's making a comic size collage for these pad folios. Each person in the giveaway is getting a pad folio. It's like this hard hardcover container for you to take like your single issues in when you leave the comic shop, so that the babies are safe when you leave.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a hell of a giveaway. There's going to be the 2 winners. Like I said, you can check out the ways to get entries, and we'd love to see you guys over at Pink Riot and have a chance to win some stuff.
Hey, I know y'all just got the opportunity to get some of this stuff, so you better jump on it and make sure you follow.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
They ain't leaving right now, but make sure y'all follow the Pink Riot as soon as we get done with the show. Don't stop. Don't leave right now. You stay where you are. But as soon as we get done, Pink Riot, make sure y'all hit that follow button, subscribe, like, and don't just follow and lurk. All right, when they post, be active. All right, engage. Give them some engagement. You know what I mean?
We appreciate that.
To be built up. We gotta get. You know, we're gonna work on these numbers.